The Viking, published in February 2019, is a great base for dedicated solos, duos and trios. It uses two bunkers, a stability bunker for the main loot room and an armored cross-roof bunker for the TC, which gives this very affordable base an incredible 27 rockets to TC level of protection. Unfortunately, the base has two important downsides. For one, both bunkers have weak sides exposed. This means dedicated raiders can use jackhammers to raid both bunkers without explosives. Furthermore, I just recently learned that the TCs inside of the cross-roof bunkers can be destroyed with splash damage, no matter where they are placed. Thus, I had been searching for a replacement design. And a while ago, while making my video on external TCs, I discovered how much more efficient a chain of reinforced glass window is. This little window bunker is as strong as the cross-roof bunker, yet it is cheaper and has no weak sides exposed. On the basis of this insight, I decided to design a replacement for the Viking. Meet the Valkyrie. It is a solo duo trio main base designed around said hexagon window bunker. It has everything you need for an active wipe, including an open core for crafting and living with a tier 3 workbench, two main loot rooms which are spaced out to increase raid cost, an upstairs area with a bedroom and utility items, a turret that can guard the entrance from door campers, roof access, and a stability seal for offline raid protection. It takes 12 rockets to raid one main loot room through walls and 18 to raid both. To raid the TC, raiders need to invest 27 rockets. To raid everything, the TC and the main loot rooms, 33 rockets are needed. Compared to the Viking, it costs more metal frags, but only 50% of the high qual. The build cost is 20k stone, 8.3k metal frags and 102 high qual. The upkeep is 4k stone, 2.3k metal fragments and 22 high qual, which is 4 stone and 4 metal nodes per day. With an upkeep equivalent of 23.8 scrap per rocket protection for the TC, this makes it one of the most efficient trio bases on my channel. As always, the airlock has windows on all sides to check the surroundings before leaving the base. Right behind the airlock, we find a drop-off loot room. On this side, we have a bedroom with a locker. Open these garage doors to reveal the turret that protects the entrance. The chute that leads into the core is sealed by a slanted roof. To unseal the base, spawn inside the core and destroy this twig triangle. Up here is the optional roof exit. Through this gap, we can reach a set of lockers in an otherwise sealed compartment. On the bottom of the chute, we are greeted by a series of traps designed to considerably slow down raiders. Here is the first loot room. The corridor leads past the tier 3 workbench to the other loot room. This auto turret guards the chute and is out of range of explosives fired down into the chute from the second floor. This is the entrance into the hexagon window bunker. Through the windows, we go past the tier 2 workbench, furnaces and boxes until we reach the TC. We got another locker here to gear up during raid defense. The base comes with a starter unit, but the build is less risky if you start off with a reinforced glass window for the TC. This is the footprint. Build it first to ensure that the base fits the terrain. Locate this triangle of the central hexagon and place the TC there to claim the area. The ideal case would be to close it off with the reinforced glass window immediately, but if that's not possible, quickly proceed with walls around the hexagon core and the central square and close them off with double doors. Put down a few small boxes, sleeping bags and furnaces. This will be the starter unit. At this point, I'd probably destroy most of the twig to not give away the design. Once metal fragments are cooked, replace the wooden doors with sheet metal doors and start using code logs if you're not playing solo. The level 1 workbench goes against the outer wall of the square. Now we extend the base to build the first loot room. Use whichever design you like. The design I use offers a good mix of storage, convenience and simplicity. I'm getting a lot of comments where people have problems placing this half-height triangle. If it does not work immediately, try placing it from different angles until it turns blue. This is the first loot room done. We'll now extend the base to the other side and mirror this loot room there. The difference is that this triangle will be the chute, so I'd recommend to temporarily place a wooden door frame here and a second one behind it. This will be your temporary airlock until you're done with the main airlock. Above that airlock, build the chute. The square behind the chute can stay empty for now. Secure the upper connection to the square with a half wall. In case you stumble across a turret, already place it in this triangle. Next, we're going to work on the second floor and the airlock. Replace the foundations in front of the base. From the chute exit, extend outwards in the following way. At this triangle, it is very important to embed a floor tile at half height. For the airlock, the build order is very important. First, make sure that all foundations are in place. Second, place those U-shaped stairs. Third, place the slanted roof. Then cover everything up with walls, windows and doorways. Once you're done with the walls, they should have closed off the temporary airlock. From this moment on, enter and exit the base through the actual airlock and the chute. Destroy the wooden door frames by soft side picking them out. 3 machetes per doorway will suffice. By now you might have acquired the garage door BP and enough scrap for a tier 2 workbench. Head back into the core. Replace all double doors with garage doors. Move the sleeping bags in front of the workbench. Let's upgrade the hexagon now, while there are still few items. For some building blocks you might have to go outside and upgrade them from there. Build 3 more window frames. The triangles can be filled with various items, such as the tier 2 workbench, furnaces or boxes. To make it easier to crouch through the window frames, place cursed cauldrons or campfires with water purifiers into these gaps. Use this triangle however you like. My preference is a locker. Each of the main loot rooms can take another furnace to keep the smelting capabilities up. Next, I show you how to place items upstairs. Place 3 lockers like this into the square behind the chute. Once done, consider to close off the access with a low wall. This square can become a bedroom. We left out this triangle to be able to place a locker. This loot room in the corner can be used as a drop-off loot room for less important items and the repair bench. The research table can go into the airlock. Next, I show you how to do the honeycomb. You'll need to upgrade some building blocks now, so accumulate some metal fragments and high qual before you start. Head outside and build 3 sheet metal triangles covering the rear of the hexagon with a TC. Then add 1 layer of stone honeycomb all around the base. For the second floor, make sure that there's a ring of sheet metal walls around the outer perimeter. Add sheet metal floor tiles at half height. Close it off with the ceiling. Cover all visible sheet metal walls with stone walls like this. For more security, you can consider adding 4 more full walls as separators inside of the hexagon, so raiders have to choose when they try to drill down into the base from the top. Additionally, it might make sense to upgrade the core hexagon ceiling to sheet metal. The base is now complete. The only thing that's missing is to upgrade the core. Head back inside and start upgrading to sheet metal. Basically every surface of the core, as well as the chute and the wall in front of the entrance. You may wonder why I didn't upgrade the building blocks during the build already. My reasoning is, in early game, metal fragments are often desperately needed for the doors, items, guns and armor. Thus I prefer if the design allows to postpone the upgrade. However, if you're rich in metal fragments and high qual, there's no reason to delay those upgrades. Once you got the scrap for a tier 3 workbench, use it to replace the tier 1 workbench. The placement needs to be absolutely exact, or you won't be able to place the stability seal. Do you see those little dots on the sheet metal foundation? For me it worked best to place the workbench 6 dots to the right. This way you should be able to replace this garage door without problem. You might even be able to replace the other garage door as well. However, if you try to place the stability seal, this won't work. But no worries, you just need to rotate the workbench. And voila, everything is safe. To make the chute safer against online raids, consider placing shotgun traps. Please note that this shotgun trap needs to be very far forward or the stability seal won't place. If you decide to add roof access, soft side pick out the ceiling above the chute. I would lay out the roof access like this: a garage door, 2 sheet metal doors and windows otherwise. This way, the roof access is not a weak point and safe against door campers. The second optional upgrade is to add an external turret that guards the entrance. Ideally, you'd use a window here instead of a full wall. Place the turret and enclose it by garage doors. The rollers will stick through the wall and allow you to open the doors through the walls. Please note that turrets might soon require electricity, which means that depending on when you watch this video, you might also need to add the required electronic components. And voila, that's the Valkyrie done. As always, feel free to extend and upgrade the base as you see fit. And as always, I hope it will bring you safely through many wipes. Until then, evil Wurst.